Hey guys, it's Hollywood Studios here. We actually have some pretty big news coming out of the amusement industry this morning. SeaWorld, as you can see by the headline here on SeaWorld's website, they are changing their corporate name from SeaWorld Entertainment to United Parks and Resorts. So this is a pretty big change, and of course we've seen Six Flags and Cedar Fair kind of dominating the news of the amusement industry, but today we had not only Universal share the details on Epic Universe, we're also having this announcement from SeaWorld. And I do wonder if this announcement from SeaWorld has to do with the Six Flags merger. I imagine that they're probably looking at that merger and getting a little nervous because of the super conglomerate that's about to be formed between Cedar Fair and Six Flags, and they feel that they might need to act. So this could be the first sign of what they're planning to do, but we're just going to take a closer look at this whole name change. So of course, like I said, the new company will now be known as United Parks and Resorts. They are changing their New York Stock Exchange ticker from C's to PRKS, or Parks, and that will begin on February 13th, as will their switch over to the domains of UnitedParks.com and UnitedParksInvestors.com on February 13th. So we got 2 weeks until the name change fully takes effect. We don't have a logo yet for the new company. They're still showing the SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment logo, so we're going to have to wait and see what that logo winds up looking like. But essentially the reasoning they're giving is that they think that United Parks and Resorts will better reflect the portfolio of parks and experiences that they have to offer as a company. You look at a chain like SeaWorld, which of course has definitely kept itself aligned with the SeaWorld parks. Not everybody knows that SeaWorld is more than just the 3 SeaWorld parks. They also own the Aquatica parks, they own the Busch Gardens parks, the Sesame Place parks. They have a lot of different experiences under their belt, and SeaWorld Entertainment doesn't necessarily encompass all of that, and I guess they think United Parks will do a better job of that. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the name. I think it's a little on the generic side. SeaWorld is very recognizable, and I've always thought that park chains naming their whole company after a chain of parks is a much better move. You look at Six Flags, where now that they're merging with Cedar Fair, they're also keeping the Six Flags name, which heavily increases brand recognition. Everyone's going to know that they're all Six Flags parks once the branding fully takes effect. Of course, the Cedar Fair parks aren't getting rebranded, but I'm imagining there's going to be some form of Six Flags branding present. But you also look at the Universal parks, they all have the Universal tagline, same with the Disney parks. So SeaWorld, they were kind of in a weird state where they had multiple different really popular brands that they weren't able to merge together, and I think they're trying to do that with this name change. Personally, I think the whole company should have just been called SeaWorld Busch Entertainment or something along those lines. Both the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens parks have a Sesame Place presence in almost all of them, so they could probably pull that off without putting Sesame in the brand name. But I think United is just going to make people a little more confused. They're not going to realize that they own SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Aquatica, all of them. So personally, I'm still going to have to wait and see how I feel about this name change. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do think, again, this is in response to Six Flags and Cedar Fair pretty much taking over the regional theme park industry with their merger. SeaWorld, as far as I know, has been trying to push back against the merger because obviously that merger does kind of spell trouble for them. They have a lot of parks in similar regions as the Cedar Fair and Six Flags parks that will definitely be competing with them. And now that they're not competing against each other, now that the Cedar Fair and Six Flags parks are coming together, SeaWorld definitely has to be careful and be worried about what this could mean for their parks. So I think this is the first step. I imagine we're going to see them ramp up additions and changing around some of the parks to make them more appealing to customers, but that's just my thoughts looking forward. Overall though, that is going to conclude this video, letting you guys know that SeaWorld Entertainment is now United Parks and Resorts. Honestly, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this because this is pretty significant news for the amusement industry. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more amusement industry updates coming soon to Hollywood Studios. Goodbye, guys.